Hello there, and welcome to Let's Play Trilby's Notes with me, Gamer, and we're going to be. This is the third game in the John Defoe series, so let's start a new game and get on with it. So we don't want a tutorial or commentary. Let's just go for it. The following documents are taken from the handwritten notes of Trilby, an STP field operative whose real name remains classified. Game over. Oh, well, that was a short game. Oh well, see you next time for the next game in the series. Nah, I'm just joking. This is probably the longest game in the whole series. That was what I thought as I stood and watched the Defoe Manor collapse into flaming ash. The ordeal was over. His 5 days cost us all so much. Philip and AJ paid with their lives. They were the fortunate ones. Jim Fowler was expelled from school for truancy, a bright future in tatters. Simone Taylor took the bottle. Her broadcast became stirred, her eyes hollow and unwelcoming. She soon vanished from television screens. As for me, I tried to return to life as a cat burglar, but I had been forever tainted by my time spent in that wretched house. The memories of my possession came back in my nightmares. Every night I thought I was there again, in the mansion, staring out through unfamiliar eyes as Philip died at my hands. I became convinced that John Defoe was not at rest, that someday he would return for me. I became so terrified of the invisible enemies that I forgot about the tangible ones. Trilby Court. Yeah, I bet you didn't expect that. 2 slow, miserable years after Defoe Manor, a barrage of truncheon blows taught me a harsh lesson in reality, and I woke up in the kind of filthy cell I assumed would be my new home. But then he came, the man from the government, with his nervous smile, offering an alternative. The STP, Special Talent Project. It hadn't been that much earlier that I would have sooner died than entered an obligation with anyone, least of all the government. Had Defoe Manor changed me so much? Whatever my reasons, I left my past behind and resolved to give my new superiors nothing to complain about. I spent a year and a half completing assignments, developing contacts, building a reputation. And then the past caught up. In the summer of 1997, I became concerned about Simone Taylor's mental well-being. The papers were reporting a continual breakdown, and she had become a virtual recluse. I had no idea if my appearance would assist or hinder. I had, after all, deliberately allowed her to think me dead. Presumably, she knew differently now, after the media coverage of my arrest, but I would expect her to be bitter about my subterfuge. On balance, I decided that a meeting with an old friend would most likely be beneficial. I came to her apartment building in a warm, stormy night, and braced myself for the encounter. Yes, so this is Trilby's Notes, a control scheme change yet again. This time it's fully keyboard based. And how do you do things like open doors? Well, you type open door. Basic security measure to ensure that was impossible. So, knock on the door. I knocked sharply upon Simone's door. Now, you can repeat a command by pressing F3. Receiving no reply, I knocked again, louder. One more time, still no response. The doorman had assured me Simone was in. I decided it was time to enter by my own methods. So, pick lock. I reasoned that Simone couldn't have been in trouble, and even if she wasn't, then at worst I was only playing to my reputation. I spent a few minutes feverishly picking the lock, then let myself in. And it's completely dark. So let's walk up to the window and let's open the blinds. And brace yourself. I pulled open the blind. Oh my god. She's dead. Due to being a clear murder suspect, it was relief duty for the week it took for the Ministry of Occultism to inspect the flat and confirm supernatural activity. My superiors simultaneously apologised and assigned me to investigate if there was a connection to the Defoe Manor incident. Merely reading these 3 words, capitalised on the front of a loose-leaf file, brought the nightmares back with more intensity than ever. Sure enough, a field agent reported that looters had discovered and sold several artefacts from the mansion, including the wooden idol that housed John Defoe's soul. To my surprise, no murders had been reported or committed by anyone who had come into contact with the accursed trinket. I did not find this reassuring. I'd quickly advised James Fowler to go into hiding. He was stunned, but agreed. The boy had sense, and still respected my judgment. This done, I began following the idol's trail. From the pawn shop, it entered the possession of one Professor Abed Shehal, an authoritative historian. Now, you may have noticed something there. He had scheduled some kind of antique fair in the Clanbronwyn Hotel, a small island off the coast of Anglesey, popular with tourists. Assuming the role of a scholar of antiques, I booked a room. And so, on the 28th of July 1997, I caught a ferry from Port in Anglesey and arrived around 3 p.m. in Clanbronwyn Island's coastal village. It seemed a peaceful hamlet, and in defence of stereotype, the locals were welcoming, and told me no local legends to dissuade me from exploring the island. The Clanbronwyn Hotel was in the island centre, surrounded by a forest. I made my way there on foot. Boop, 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 boop. Clip clop. You're Trilby, right? As soon as I arrived, I was greeted by a balding man in a grey anorak. I wondered if I was expected to know who he was. And we will find out who he is next time, because we're running out of time for this segment. So I'll see you then, and so will Mitch.